All right, breaking news this hour. The jury in the Jussie Smollett trial has reached a verdict. He is found guilty on all charges. Well, let's ask today's company, former Massachusetts Senator Scott Brown and his wife, New Hampshire congressional candidate Gail Huff, to react. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you all. Obviously, this breaking news right now. Want to get your initial reaction. Senator Brown, I'll go to you first.
Well, thank you. Obviously, it's a sad day, not only for him, but his family and supporters. But listen, the facts are the facts. The jury heard the case and they made a decision. I felt it was pretty straightforward, and hopefully it'll be a lesson for others not to try to do those types of things, do these fake hate crimes to pit people against each other. So justice will be served.
Hey, Gail, prior to announcing your bid for Congress there in New Hampshire, you were in local news. Give me an idea of how you would rate the coverage of Jussie Smollett from beginning to end. Do you think that the media has done a good job, a poor job of covering the issues surrounding this?
Well, I think in the beginning, everyone jumped to conclusions, including the media. When he first came out and said that he had been attacked and then, of course, found with the noose around his neck, there was such an outcry. And the whole thing about the MAGA hat and somebody that hated Trump. And I mean, all of it from the very beginning sounded very, very suspicious and sounded very contrived. But he was so deliberate. And oftentimes we're frightened, many of us, to step forward and say, hey, you know, I think this person needs help. I think this person's lying. The police knew right off the bat after interviewing that there were so many holes in the story. The media was so quick to believe the story because many wanted to believe the story. They wanted to believe that somebody could be so hateful that they could do something like this. I think in this case, the media did a very, very poor job, Sean.
Yeah, I agree. I think your analysis is spot on. Senator Brown, I want to pivot back to you. As we were mentioning before the verdict got announced, there's a new poll out that shows that 43% of Latino voters would vote for Trump versus 44% for Biden in a hypothetical 2024 matchup. And they're split evenly, 37-37, voting for Democrat or Republican for Congress. The numbers look good for Republicans. You ran before and won in Massachusetts. What do you think is causing this shift in Hispanics to kind of move towards Republicans?
Well, I think it's pretty straightforward. You have a radical socialist agenda being pushed forth by the House, especially the AOC left crowd, that Kamala Harris and the president are rubber stamping and actually, yeah, let's go, completely changing, as your previous guest said, through these massive spending bills, the very social fabric of our country, affecting our safety and security, trying to legislate a change in the beautiful America that we are. It's not a surprise to me. Many of our minority community citizens are business owners. They care about the high cost of fuel, the high cost of food, the high cost of doing business, the rules, the regulations. And as you know, I was one of the first mainstream elected officials to support the president. He did an amazing job in the economy. And President Biden, sadly, is doing everything possible to screw it up, i.e. begging OPEC and Russia and others to give us oil, please. We need more. Yet we were energy independent when the president left office, President Trump. It's unacceptable, and people are waking up, and this is going to be a landslide, I believe, in a very short period of time. And that's respectfully why my wife is running. She's so fed up with this far left-wing agenda.
Gail, before we let you all go, oftentimes the left would say that Hispanics, Latino voters care about what's happening at the border. We're seeing that the Biden administration is turning a blind eye, but 63% of Hispanic voters say the economy was headed in the wrong direction. Do you think that Republicans should be focusing more on the economy specifically for this voting bloc?
Well, I want to say that many of these people come from Cuba, South America, Central America. They know what communism and socialism look like. They're coming to America because it's the opposite of that. They're coming to a democracy. We're looking at autocracy versus democracy, and really the clash between the two. So I think that we're seeing a rise in Hispanics look at the Republican Party more seriously and joining us because they recognize that we're all about putting food on the table by lowering taxes, by making people trade more easily, lowering the taxes, fewer regulations, allowing for people to work without all the other mandates and regulations the federal government wants to shove down our throats.
Gail, I want to go back to you for a second because just today, the New York City Council passed a bill to allow over 800,000 non-citizens to vote in local elections. That's obviously south of you in New Hampshire, but to your north, Vermont is doing something very similar in 2 of its cities. And this is, in my opinion, just the sort of the foot in the door. You're watching them give DACA status. You're watching one of the things in Build Back Better reclaim, as they call it, 400,000 green cards to give permanent residency to people in the country, which I think is all a step towards getting these people to become citizens to vote. They are future Democratic voters. Where do you come down? Are you concerned that this is a pattern on the left?
I don't think it's a pattern. I think it's direct. It's saying right to their faces, listen, we need you in to vote because we need you in, on our side. Listen, you're not a citizen, you don't vote. That's the bottom line. The most sacred privilege we have as Americans is the right to vote. And to take that away or give it to people who are not citizens, no, absolutely don't support it. It's more than heading down a slippery slope. It's headed the wrong direction.
Okay. Senator Scott Brown and Gail Huff Brown, thank you both for joining us. Look forward to checking back in with you soon.
Sean, it's great to be on. It's good to see you again. And Merry Christmas if we don't see everybody, okay? Cheers.
Merry Christmas. Go Pats.